Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of Easy Buckets. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In this video, I got something that I guarantee you guys are going to love, especially if you're a big Golden State Warriors fan. For this video, I got something very interesting for you guys. We're going to be talking about every single superstar that I believe the Warriors can get this offseason, all the superstars that are being linked, whether it's a trade, whether it's free agency, talking about every single one of them. Stephen Curry potentially could be getting a superstar teammate. The Warriors are going to be very busy this offseason. They got a lot of good trading assets, and I do believe this summer something crazy is about to go down. So if you're a big Golden State Warriors fan and you want to know more, you're going to love this. But quickly before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and you love basketball, welcome to Easy Buckets. My name is Soom and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. It would help with the channel a lot. But without wasting any more time, let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. After a very unfortunate season, the Warriors are looking forward to better things. We all know this year, unfortunately, they did not make the NBA playoffs. They were a part of the NBA play-in tournament, but of course, they lost to the LA Lakers in the first round and then lost to the Grizzlies in the second round. After being in the NBA Finals in 2019, the Warriors have missed the past two postseasons. We all know a big reason why this season they weren't as good as they should be was because they didn't have their second superstar of Klay Thompson. The Warriors basically just had Steph. But with next season, Klay is expected to be back fully healthy. The Warriors have a bright future. Every NBA analyst, every NBA reporter is saying that even though the Warriors have not made the playoffs in the past 2 years, of course in the past 2 years they didn't have Klay, the Warriors next year, if they are healthy, Klay comes back as projected, the Warriors are going to be one of the best teams in the NBA. We all saw it this season, Steph alone almost carried the Warriors to the NBA playoffs, but getting Klay Thompson back, I do believe it is a big deal. Steph Curry had a phenomenal year, averaging about 32 points, he led the league in points per game. And with Steph right now being at the best point of his prime, I do believe the Warriors must execute this offseason to build the perfect roster around Steph and of course Klay. Ever since the Warriors got eliminated, there has been so much rumors that Bob Myers and the Warriors are going to make a bunch of big-time blockbuster moves. And that's why in this video, I'm going to be talking about 4 NBA superstars that the Warriors could potentially trade for. And right now as we speak, they are being linked to Dub Nation. One thing's for sure though, if the Warriors somehow keep Steph and keep Klay, but get at least one of these superstars, they're going back to the NBA Finals, and in my opinion, could be title favorites. The first superstar on this list is talking about Kawhi Leonard of the Clippers, and Kawhi is the most recent big popular name the Warriors want. In the first round of the playoffs this year, when the Clippers were facing the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Mavericks won the first 2 games, there was a big rumor that Kawhi could potentially be opting out of his contract and joining a new squad this summer. Of course, the Clippers won that matchup and is now facing the Utah Jazz. After that big report came out, the Warriors have been very vocal on saying they are keeping a very close eye on Kawhi Leonard. If he opts out of his player option and becomes a UFA in unrestricted free agency, the Warriors want to get him on a sign and trade situation. With Kawhi right now being a top 5 player in the NBA and the Warriors kind of needing a better player at the small forward position, right now Andrew Wiggins is playing that position, getting Kawhi Leonard alongside Steph and Klay would simply make their offense, but not only their offense, their defense a lot better. When the Warriors were at their best, they had Kevin Durant, who was their small forward, and getting Kawhi to be his replacement to go back to a championship run, I simply believe it'll be perfect. Kawhi is a small forward superstar, similar to KD, and honestly, I do believe he brings more defensively. If Kawhi opts out of his player option and the Warriors want to trade for him, it is going to have to be a sign and trade deal, and this would have to be the case. It will be the Warriors offering Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Jordan Poole, Eric Paschall, and 3 first-round draft picks, including this year's first-round pick. The Warriors this season had the Minnesota Timberwolves first-round pick, and with the Wolves being so horrible this year, they are about to enter the lottery, and if that's the case, the Warriors would get their pick. If the Clippers lose their superstar, they're 100% going to want as much assets as possible, and that's why I believe this trade makes the most sense. Simply imagine this lineup, guys. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson shooting guard, Kawhi small forward, Draymond Green stays, and Kevon Looney at center. I believe this team is a championship squad 100%. Kawhi to the Warriors, a very popular opinion, but the only way Kawhi will lead the Clippers is if they lose early in this year's NBA playoffs. So if you're a Warriors fan, you gotta hope for that. But if you're a Clippers fan, you gotta cheer for Kawhi to keep winning. Regardless though, Kawhi to the Warriors would be absolutely amazing. The next superstar on this list is talking about Bradley Beal of the Wizards, and Bradley Beal is also a very popular target if the Warriors can't get Kawhi Leonard. We all know Bradley Beal's situation, he's on the Wizards, and over the past few seasons, the Wizards have not been competitive. And with so much NBA fans loving Bradley Beal's game, we all want to see him in a winning spot. And with the Warriors next year expected to be one of the best teams in the NBA, Bradley Beal would simply increase their offensive system. When talking about this season, Bradley Beal averaged about 31.4 points per game, and he was actually the second player in the NBA in highest points per game. And guess who was the first? I mentioned earlier, it was Steph Curry. So imagine the Warriors had two players that can drop 30 plus points a night. Guys, their offense would be unstoppable. Of course, Bradley Beal has been very vocal in his NBA career, saying he wants to retire as a Washington. But in the NBA, anything can happen, any NBA player's mind can change. And with so much NBA fans supporting that Bradley Beal should leave, I do see it being a big possibility, as this year, they almost got swept in the first round. If the Warriors want Bradley Beal, this has to be the trade. It would be Andrew Wiggins once again, James Wiseman, Jordan Poole, and 3 first-round draft picks. I believe this is the best trade for the Wizards, as of course they lose their superstar, but get the best young assets as possible. We all know the Wizards are looking for a future center, that's where James Wiseman come in, and the Wizards can somehow rebuild their future around Jordan Poole and maybe James Wiseman. And getting Andrew Wiggins as well, to kind of develop him to be a superstar in a brand new situation, it wouldn't be a bad idea for Andrew's career. On the Warriors' perspective, I see Steph starting at point guard, Bradley Beal at shooting guard, and then Klay shifting to small forward. This lineup, in my opinion, is still going to be rocking amazing, and honestly, Bradley Beal would be an easier option than Kawhi Leonard. I want to see Bradley Beal request a trade, and if he does, Dub Nation, Bob Myers, you better call Washington right away. The next superstar on this list is talking about Cat. KarlAnthony Towns of the Wolves, and honestly, he has been recently linked to the Warriors for a very long time. Ever since being drafted in 2014, Cat has been one of the premier young centers in the NBA. He has a lot to go, a lot of potential, but honestly, the Wolves have been so uncompetitive, and right now, they're entering a full rebuild. From what we're hearing, after almost being last in the NBA this year, they're trying to build their future on Anthony Edwards, and Cat might not be in the future anymore. And that's when this summer, with Cat still being on contract, trading him while his value is still high for the best assets possible might be something the Wolves might want to do right now. And with the Warriors having so much good trading assets, Cat to the Warriors would make sense for not just the Warriors, but also the Wolves. If the Warriors can offer up Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Eric Paschall, and 2 first-round draft picks, I believe this would be a good deal for KarlAnthony Towns. Of course, the Wolves' future will be surrounded by Anthony Edwards and James Wiseman, the 1st and 2nd overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft, and getting Andrew Wiggins back, who used to be their small forward, would simply help Anthony Edwards' development, as Andrew could teach him a few things or two. The funniest thing in this deal though is that the Wolves would want Andrew Wiggins back. We all know they traded D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins, so maybe swapping Andrew for Draymond Green might also make a deal go through. When looking at the Warriors dynasty, when they kept going back to the NBA Finals, the Warriors didn't really have a dominant center, someone that can score and play defense. And with Cat right now being available potentially, and the Wolves potentially entering a rebuild, the Warriors have the good trading assets to offer the Wolves to get a deal done. Imagine a lineup of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, maybe re-signing Kelly Oubre, Draymond, and then Cat. This starting lineup would simply be incredible. But the last superstar on this list is talking about Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers, and Dame on the trade market is the craziest, most popular what if it happened this summer. Over the past seasons, the Blazers have been a great regular season team, a great team on paper, but in the NBA playoffs, they have been choking, they have not been playing well. And with them losing this year in the first round to the Denver Nuggets, who didn't even have Jamal Murray, Dame could be requesting a trade sometime soon. From what we heard, Dame is saying he wants to see what the Blazers plan on doing before he makes a decision while he wants to request a trade or stay. But with the Blazers right now already making moves, they've fired their head coach, they've been very vocal on how they want to get better next year, Dame might not like what they do, and that's where Dame is going to request a trade. And honestly, if that happens, it would be an earthquake in the NBA. We all saw it this year in the NBA All-Star game when Steph and Dame were on the same team. Imagine two players that can score behind 30 plus feet. That would be incredible and so hard to guard. And with Steph and Dame being just premier ball handlers and scorers in the NBA, that backcourt punch was simply the best backcourt we've ever seen in NBA history. The great thing about Steph Curry is Steph could be a great off-ball shooter and Dame could simply be the main ball handler. So imagine Dame at point guard, Steph shooting guard, and Klay at small forward. Guys, this trio alone would simply be unstoppable. Nobody is stopping these guys, especially at the 3-point line. It's hard enough to guard Steph and Klay when they're healthy, but imagine having Damian Lillard also at the 3. It would be 3 sharp shooters, 3 knockdown catch and shoot players that are simply unstoppable even when they are alone. Dame has been very vocal though on saying he wants to stay with the Blazers, but in this video, we're gonna erase that thought and say Dame requested a trade and the Warriors offer this deal. If the Warriors can offer Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman for sure, Jordan Poole, Eric Paschall, and 4 first-round draft picks with a couple of second-round picks, I believe this could potentially start a great conversation in exchange for Damian Lillard. With Dame getting paid about $40 million next season, he is expensive. His price tag is not cheap, and that's why the Warriors want to create a dynasty, a new super team. They gotta pay the price, and this in my opinion is the price. I don't care what anybody says. I love Kawhi, Bradley, Beal, or Cat, but honestly, getting Damian Lillard would make one of the best 3-point teams in the NBA even better. But yes guys, this wraps up my video today talking about 4 NBA superstars that I believe the Warriors could trade for in this upcoming offseason. But what's most important to me is I want to know your thoughts. Which of these trades are your favorite? Which of these trades is the most likely? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!